Hi YouTube, my name is Yusuf and you're watching my news channel. Today, as you can all guess, I'm making a small video to talk about a recent heavy earthquake. So, at night I was going through Twitter, as I usually do when I can get some sleep. Then I saw actually tweets popping up showing terrible images about a heavy earthquake that struck Turkey. So when I woke up this morning, after a little bit of sleep, I decided to dedicate a little bit of time to give more information about the earthquake itself. So it was a 7.8 in central Turkey. Let's click. So here you can see it's this one, and it is along the Anatolian fault, which is very active, one of the most active in the world. Let me just show you this over here, the East Anatolian fault, and it is in this intersection that it actually happened, slightly to the right. So this earthquake is what they call a strike-slip fault earthquake, and basically they move in opposite directions horizontally rather than vertically slipping, like what you can have in a reverse fault earthquake or a normal fault. So this is basically a little bit of technical information about the type of earthquake. Let's take a look at the list actually. So there were not actually precursor earthquakes in the world. In fact, if I go to 7 days, if we go to analyze if there was actually a sign, this was a rather sudden earthquake, because if I look at the last 7 days, 4.5 magnitude or more, we can actually see that the only what we could call a precursor is that 6-pointer, and it wasn't even close to the earthquake in question. So there was really no way to predict that such an earthquake would happen. There were no foreshocks either. Mostly the quake itself, and then a whole bunch of aftershocks. So this was actually a surprise to everyone, even the people who were probably monitoring earthquakes on a regular basis. In fact, if we go to the whole month, actually the past 30 days, we can actually see that there were actually a few earthquakes, but not that much. A 7.6, where you could actually expect it, the Ring of Fire, because it usually happens over here. Then there was another one in Indonesia, 7. So basically I think 3 7-pointers and a 6.8 in Argentina. But the biggest is actually that 7.6 in Indonesia. But there was no way to tell that it would actually spill over in Turkey. As a matter of fact, there were basically no earthquakes in the Mediterranean region. Say that correctly. So yeah, it was a surprise, what you can call a surprise earthquake, because really there was no way to tell. If I put everything above 2.5 for one day, you can actually see it's very quiet along. Aside from that 7.8, there was basically no quake activity at that time. So there you have it. So let's take a look at the area, affected area. Here you can actually see, and by the way, this was felt also in other countries as well, Lebanon, Syria, Greece. They all felt it basically. So it covered a wide area, but most of the destructive power was located and contained actually along the fault line itself, so that's a good thing. But even so, I have seen the latest reports from the news that at least 500 people died, and there were more like 1,000 injured. And as you can guess, the rescue is ongoing, so this is likely to go even higher in the following hours or even days, because they have to find the people that are still in the rubble. So this is a tragedy for Turkey. And this shows actually that even when things are calm, an earthquake like that can suddenly happen. I will leave a link below for everything, so don't worry. Everything that you see that I use will be found in the description, so don't hesitate once you finished viewing the video to check that out. This is So I strongly suggest that you, if you're interested, to take a look at the USGS quake map. And there, let me just go back to over here. So if you want to go there, once you hit the quake map, and I will leave a link below, you just go to the earthquake itself, like this. Click on it. And once you click on it, you come over here. And this is actually quite interesting. There is an interactive map, there is regional information. This is actually good if you want more information about the quake. You can see the depth, how it propagates, etc. So let's take a look. So when I was in Twitter, when I was awake still at night, this is what basically prompted me to make the video. So I was a bit shocked to see this. This is a 40-second footage of the earthquake itself. And you have to know that in Turkey, mostly there are apartments in that region. So there is a lot of damage, heavy damage. It's a tragedy for these people, as you can see. People are on the streets looking for their loved ones that are still buried in the rubble. And as I said before, in the coming hours or even days, people will be, the reports will indicate a higher casualties, and yes, you can see the tragedy, people screaming for their loved ones. So this is horrible indeed. Oh yes, before I finish the video, and by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, otherwise you will miss any future content, because I also make weather videos, and sometimes when there is a major event I do a video like this about earthquakes. So subscribe, and if you like the video, hit the like button. I want to say something about the possible cause, because this earthquake happened all of a sudden, and this is of course just according to my opinion. There's nothing scientific behind it, but remember that comet that we had, and that which is still around. I made actually a tweet, and I said, and nobody really paid attention, that when this comet comes around the 7th and the 6th, it will traverse actually the ecliptic, because it has an elongated path vertically, and then it will actually go through the ecliptic. And then I said, watch out for that date, because this is actually quite significant when a comet does that. So is there a connection? Was there a trigger? I don't know, maybe not. Then there is also the full moon. This is actually well documented, that full and new moons can trigger earthquakes. So maybe the combination, full moon and that comet passing through the ecliptic, I don't know. Or maybe it was just pressure building up and then snapping all of a sudden. Nobody can really tell. What is sure, one thing is for sure, people are suffering right now in central Turkey and they need help. So we all hope that help will come as quickly as possible. It is winter time, it happened at night, so this adds actually to the suffering of the people over there, the shock, but also yes, the loss of their loved ones and staying in the cold like that. So I hope that everything, that help will come as quickly as possible to them. And yes, we feel sorry for the people that have lost people in that earthquake. So before I end this video, I will cite as usual a quote, and this is actually a very interesting one, because I actually this is something that I personally feel at times. Misantropy ariseth from a man trusting another without having sufficient knowledge of his character and thinking him to be truthful, sincere, and honourable. Finds a little afterwards that he is wicked, faithless, and then he meets with another of the same character. When a man experiences this often, and more particularly from those whom he considered his most dear and best friends, at last, having frequently made a slip, he hates the whole world and thinks that there is nothing sound at all in any of them. This is something that I'm quite sure a lot of people have maybe felt in their lives, or are actually feeling. This is when you trust somebody and then afterwards that person does something bad against you and basically breaks that trust, and you experience this often. Then you can of course start to think that basically everybody is like that in the world. There are times when I feel this way, but I know better. There are definitely good people, but yes, they are definitely in short supply, that's for sure. So this is it, people. Thank you for watching this video. Much love, and yes, what can I say? Sympathy for the Turkish people that are that have experienced the earthquake, and I certainly hope that things will be alright for the people that survived, and yes, that help will come as quickly as possible. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, to hit the like button if you actually liked it, and I guess we see each other next time. Bye bye, everyone.